Hello, everybody. My name's Ryan M. Hughes, and this is my innovation report. In this report, we're going to go over a couple different styles of innovation and where you might find them in today's modern world. Going into our first type of innovation, it's going to be disruptive innovation. Disruptive innovation makes a product that was obtainable to few obtainable to all. It forces companies to go after different markets. It creates competition from the bottom of the market, and a couple of examples of companies that use disruptive innovation are companies like Hyundai, Ross, and Southwest Airlines. So, taking Hyundai as an example, Hyundai offers a luxury sedan like pictured in the image here for about $60,000. It has every bell and whistle, every feature you could ever want, imagine, and desire. Now, if you look at a car of similar nature from Mercedes, the Mercedes is going to be around $120,000. So what Hyundai did is they made a car that was only obtainable to a higher class client, attainable to someone from maybe a middle class who thought they would never be able to obtain such a car with all the bells and whistles, features, and components that you would once only find in a Mercedes. Same with a company like Ross. Ross offers designer clothes for a lot cheaper prices than you would say a Saks Fifth Avenue. And Southwest Airlines doing the same thing in the airline industry, offering discounted rates, allowing people who would normally not be able to fly to places like Cancun a discounted ticket. So now that people who never thought they could fly to cool places now can because they could afford it through Southwest. Going into our next type of innovation, it's going to be breakthrough innovation. Now, breakthrough innovation brings something entirely new to the world. It creates whole new markets and sometimes industries of its own. It can potentially make entire industries obsolete. And a couple of examples of breakthrough innovations are things like the automobile, the internet, and the smartphone. Now, the reason I bring up the automobile is because when the automobile came out, it was a radical breakthrough. It was extreme. We went from horses and carriages and buggies and things of that nature to everyone driving cars in a matter of a few years. I mean, how often do you go outside nowadays and see a horse and carriage going down the street or someone taking their horse to work? No, it's a radical innovations like the automobile that drastically changed the world. Same with the internet. How often do you pull up the phone book to look something up? No, you just go on your computer or smartphone and look up where a business might be located or what their phone number is. And smartphones offering the same thing to same radical innovations as say, a laptop did 10 years ago. So now people could pull out their smartphone and run basically their whole business off their smartphone to where 10, 15 years ago they needed to have a desktop computer or even a laptop. But no, now everything can be done on a smartphone because a smartphone was a radical breakthrough innovation. Now, going on to the next type of innovation, it's very similar to breakthrough, but not quite the same. It's going to be radical innovation. Now, radical innovation replaces an existing design process or a system to create something substantially new and unique. Similar to disruptive innovation, but it's a little bit more extreme. Usually aims to eliminate competition. Now, there's high risk and high reward to radical innovation, and a couple of companies that have used radical innovation are Netflix and Spotify. Companies like Netflix and Spotify created a whole new streaming services that eliminated services like Blockbuster and Hollywood Video and stores like Sam Goody because now you can just pull up your Netflix or Spotify account and listen to new albums right on the spot. The next type of innovation is incremental innovation. Now, incremental innovation makes small improvements to existing product or service over time. There's low risk involved in incremental innovation, and it can also be slowly transformative over time. A couple of examples of this are automobile manufacturers that come out with a new car every year. So, for example, you take a 2009 Mercedes C Class versus a 2010 Mercedes C Class. The only changes that's made over that 1 year may be the mirrors. And I brought Jordan into this example because Jordan is a company that is a master of incremental innovation. They've been making the same shoes for 10, 20, 15 years, 25 years, whatever. All the only changes they've made to their shoes have been a couple of colors, maybe slight design changes here and there, but for some reason they keep getting more and more expensive. Now, similar to incremental innovation, we move on to the next type of innovation, which is sustaining innovation. Sustaining innovation is very similar to incremental innovation. Almost all companies have to use sustaining innovation to stay relevant. It's mostly used by big corporations because they can't make huge leaps and bounds like a startup. There's not a lot of risk involved in sustaining innovation because they're only making incremental changes over time. Now, a couple of companies that use sustaining innovation are going to be companies like Apple that comes out with a new phone every couple of years, but there's only a slight change to maybe the camera or how you unlock the phone. And companies like Facebook and Xbox Live just make slight changes to their interface or might add a feature here and there. They're not doing anything drastic that might, implode their whole company. They're just making small changes over time just to kind of keep themselves relevant and keep them fresh and new. So that's my report on my different types of innovation. Thank you all for watching. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.